month's team brief comes from the HIS Hub, and that's really appropriate because we're now only days away from the commencement of one of the biggest programmes this Trust has ever undertaken, the introduction of the new HIS system. Now, I'm shortly going to be meeting Stephen Dobson, who's the Associate Director of IM&T, and asking him all about the project. And as usual at the end, there'll be 3 quiz questions. First of all, how many paper documents have we had to transfer into electronic format? Secondly, which member of staff has got some very unusual side hobbies? And thirdly, another member of staff has devised an unusual way to reduce stress. What's that all about? So this is the HIS Hub training room, full of high-tech equipment and progress charts all over the walls. And I'm going to talk about our measures of quality. The latest mortality data we have from Dr. Foster is for February and is 91.8, which means that for the first 11 months of the year, we're averaging 92.2. Now this is a good figure, but not quite as spectacular as we would like. If we then look at infections, it's not actually been a great month for the Trust, because we had 3 cases of C. diff, 2 of MSSA and 1 of E. coli. So that's unfortunately 6 infections and double what we had in March. However, if you look at the other harms, there haven't been any at all. So there was no never events, no pressure ulcers, no serious falls, no central line infections and no ventilator associated pneumonia. So that's a total of 6 harms for the month of April. Now this is some of the new type of equipment that people will be using to take advantage of the HIS system. To update you now on the Trust performance, first of all, month 1 finances are not the greatest start to the year because we're just over £500,000 worse than planned. However, there are some particularly unusual reasons in this month. For example, this was when the junior doctors' strike took place, so we lost over £200,000 of income, and there's some other technicalities which we hope will improve when it comes to month 2. It was good news that we overachieved on our CIP target by £200,000. If you look now at the performance of A&E departments in Manchester, you can see that everybody is struggling, and we certainly are too. But we remain amongst the top performing trusts in Greater Manchester, and we're hoping that as things settle down over the summer, we'll resume some of the really good performance that we've got so used to. Now it's good to be able to highlight some more success in national awards, and these are the recently announced HSJ Value Awards. So first of all, congratulations to our community midwifery team, which works with particularly vulnerable families in the Wigan area to help them through the process of childbirth. And they were runners-up in the category for obstetrics and gynecology. But in the category for estates management, we have the winners in our estates team for Wrightington Phase 1. Now this win is not because of the wonderful building of Phase 1, excellent as it is, it's about project management, delivering a very complicated building project on time and within budget. So well done to the midwives and well done to the estates team. Here I am with Stephen Dobson, who is the Associate Director of IM&T, and he's been with the Trust for nearly 7 years now. So tell me, Stephen, what is this big HIS project?
We're working on a brand new electronic patient record for the Trust. It's called a HIS system, so it's a hospital information system. We're hoping to digitise, so we're trying to get rid of as much paper as we can so that we can use computers to compute and to do things for us.
What are the main problems and pressures that you face?
Putting in a system like this, some of the biggest issues is always the change that we've got to push into the organisation. So we have several thousand people we have to train. On the day of go live, we have to populate a rota, so we've got lots of people there to support all of that change. We've got to make sure people are happy and can adopt this system, and that's going to be really difficult, but I think we'll be able to do it.
Okay, and in this huge project, tell me, what are you most proud of?
It's really lots of programs lots of projects all rolled into one program. So at the same time as completing over 6,000 hours of configuration, we've had to upgrade our Internet Explorer right across the site, put in brand new Wi-Fi, upgrade all of our operating systems on over 3,000 computers, build an entire training platform for everybody to use. And it's just amazing what the team's achieved in the last 12 to 18 months. It's been a fantastic experience for them.
And the project that we're actually chosen is Allscripts. What's so special about Allscripts?
We did a long procurement process, and Allscripts is one of the best known and most capable electronic patient records in the world. It's in use in over 2,500 hospitals, and it was our clinical teams that chose Allscripts. So this had the closest fit with what we wanted to do at the hospital and some of the best capability.
Okay. And finally, my 3 quiz questions for you. Now, you've been basically transferring paper records into this new IT system. How many will you have done by the time we've finished?
About 32 million. So that's 13 years worth of records. That includes discharge letters, clinical letters, laboratory results, clinical notes.
Okay. And there's a member of your staff who's doing some slightly unusual training. Could you tell me what that's all about?
There's someone called Heather Dandy. She works in the training team. She's a member of the Zwarfable Sheep Society, and she's also training for her artificial insemination course.
And then there's another member of your staff that's got a slightly innovative way of reducing stress. Who's that?
That'll be Dawn Morris. And Dawn works in IT services, and she's come up with something called Fantasy Feel Good, which is a way of measuring your states of well-being.
I see. So you've got artificial insemination and fantasy feel good.
That's correct, yes.
Great department. Okay.
Very
Thank you,
good.
Stephen. And that's the end of this month's Team Brief.